So now that you had a night to think about it, do you think the jury was bitter? Do you think you had poor jury management? Or what do you think happened in terms of the 6-1 vote?
I think I 100% had bad jury management. I honestly didn't take into consideration anything I said or did to the house guests to get them out. I was just honestly trying to make big moves, be ruthless, and try to get them out. I 100% think they were bitter, probably because of the way that I put every single one of them in the jury. So at the end of the day, they honestly did not want me to win the game. They would have rather seen anybody win the game except me.
Are you disappointed with how anyone voted or how the jury was reacting while you guys were answering your questions and doing your final speeches?
I felt like the questions were a little more tailored to Paris to look really good, and then questions for me not to really explain any of the big things that I actually did in the game. I think a lot of people thought that Derek carried me throughout the game, and I was just surprised that even though even Ryan and Johnny are such huge super fans that they were still a little more bitter, but I knew Paris had to win no matter what after the questions. I could see a bitter jury from a mile away, so I was just kind of being ruthless by the end of it.
And had you won that final HOH, were you 100% cutting Derek, or were you still going to see in the moment?
I was 100% going to cut Derek. I was going to cut him since day one. That was not going to change if I won that final HOH. I just wanted this satisfying feeling of cutting a showman's at the end of the game. Because I'm a super fan, that's what I thought would be the best.
Okay, and Maddie and Will, they told you that if you didn't cut him at 4 or 5, that you weren't going to win the game. And while keeping him kind of increased your chances of making it to the end, do you think that cutting him earlier would have got you more jury votes?
Honestly, if I cut him earlier, it probably wouldn't have given me more jury votes for the fact that I wouldn't have made the best decision for my game. Keeping Derek was the best decision for my own personal game, not Maddie and Will. So I think that's why they were bitter about it. Derek was going to take me to the final two. Why would I cut someone who was going to take me? So that's how I saw it. I made a decision for myself, not them. They're just mad about it.
And you targeted Maddie over Paris. Do you think that you guys focused too much on that she could win the Final Four veto instead of who could actually win the game in the end? Or do you
honestly, I think anyone at that point could have won the game over me because how much people didn't want me to win the game. So I didn't think it mattered who was sitting next to me at the end. I just wanted to get there, and at that point, Maddie was the only one in my way. I'm not... physically, I feel fine in competition, so Maddie and Will, or Paris and Will weren't who I was worried about. It was the mental comps that I really wanted to focus on winning, and Maddie, that was her strength, so.
Okay. And a number of people have been critical about how you handled the jury questions. You touched on it a bit earlier, but you called them babies and you focused too much on Derek, some people thought.
Yeah.
If you could do it all over, would you change how you answered any of that?
Oh, 100% I changed how I answered everything. It was so hectic and in the moment, just kind of saying whatever. I just knew there was a point where no matter what I said, I wasn't going to get the votes. So I think I was just like, oh, whatever by the end of it. So I was maybe a little too honest, but that's what it is, I guess.
For sure. And do you feel that being so close to Derek throughout the game kind of made it hard for you to build strong relationships with others, and then that could have cost you jury votes in the end?
Not at all. I think it was a great game move for me to even be close to someone like Derek. I think it helped me throughout the game in ways that it didn't help other people because I had that one person I could trust in and have that kind of relationship with. But I did have relationships all around the house. I was working with everyone at one point. So honestly, I still think I was still in a good position.
Okay. And you have the most competition wins out of any female in Big Brother Canada history. How do you feel about that? I
feel so great. I am so competitive, and I just wanted to come and bring it, so I'm proud that I did that.
And you also set the record for most days on slop. I know you were wondering about that one.
Oh my goodness. I kind of thought, has anyone ever been on slop this much? I feel like I know so many slop recipes now, but I never want to eat it again, ever.
Did it make it harder to play the game those weeks when you were on slop?
It made it more exhausting. I think the weeks drug on longer than they usually did off of slop, and I was a lot more tired and drained, yes.
And just any final thoughts on the whole experience?
I'm just so happy to have played this game. I'm a huge super fan. This has been a dream come true for me, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.